There's something going on, something strange. Other mediums of entertainment are starting to rely on video games for their core source material. With The Last of Us becoming one of the largest shows in the Western Hemisphere, it's now evident that video games are more essential to other forms of mediums and populaces than ever before. So that begs the question, what's next? What other forms of entertainment can video games bring us without the controller in our hands? What video game properties lend themselves to that other medium? I want to answer that question with an exercise. I really want a Halo television show. Before you say anything, I want a really faithful and honest Halo television show. To say that the Halo television series didn't lead up to the expectations of longtime fans is an understatement. I think the Halo franchise is still one of the strong pieces of evidence that we have for storytelling in video games. To say that Halo is just a successful first-person shooting game is not doing it a service. It's not acknowledging the legacy that the brand has built over the course of 20 plus years. It's a multimedia experience, one that's still in its infant stages, yet still attempts to do what Marvel and Star Wars have done on a massive, successful scale. Now, this isn't me advocating saying that there should be a Halo cinematic universe or something like that, which would be sick, by the way. But what I am saying is that there's still potential to create things that reach people and connect with them in ways that the game did. The game, Halo, connected with millions of people for a myriad of different reasons. But if we look at a certain sect of that reason, there is a core component to the Halo franchise that is the story of Halo. Halo, at its core, was something that was made to adapt that cathartic feeling that we got from the James Cameron films of Aliens, or emulate some of the most iconic sci-fi motifs found in Ringworld and Frank Herbert's Dune. There are a lot of aspects to Halo that really lend it to the television medium, and I really want to see that happen. After rereading Eric Nylund's Halo: The Fall of Reach, I felt really inspired to give screenwriting a shot. I've never done it before, and I can't say that I'm going to do it for much longer. However, I really wanted to see what it would look like if Halo: The Fall of Reach had become a television series. So here's scenes 1 through 4 of what I visualized to be episode 1 of Halo, the show. Thank you for watching. And if you don't die from cringe within the first 3 minutes, I'm proud of you. All right, mahalo. See y'all later. Exterior, day. A faraway solar system, Lambda Serpentis system, on a faraway planet, Jericho 7. 0500 hours, February 12th, 2535, military calendar. Pan up to an oceanic coast on a distant planet. Humanity has colonized this habitable world and named it Jericho 7. We fly over a valley with eroded rock walls and a river meandering through it, reminiscent of Icelandic topography. Far in the distance, we see the movements of what looks like a herd of animals migrating down a slope. Cut 2. A perspective shot of these creatures from the military optical lens of a hulking gunship. A standard issue UNSC Pelican flies through the air, its cockpit tinted, obscuring the pilot inside. The Pelican's optical camera zooms in on the herd of creatures. A static, iconic, gravelly, omnipotent voice is heard off screen. This omniscient voice says, "Contact. All teams stand by. Enemy contact. My position." The Pelican veers off. We cut to inside the cockpit. The faceless pilot's complicated control panel displays 5 individual heart rates and bio readings. They tap the readings and digital outline of the individual that reads Spartan 117. In a sharp turn, the Pelican departs. It heads towards the coast, flying out into the distance. Scene 2, exterior, Lambda Serpentis system, Jericho 7. Panning up from the cliff, we see from the back an angular, hulking mass of faded military green power armor, crawling with absolute precision across jagged rubble on a ridge. From his back, we see a rifle, the MA-5B, a standard issue assault rifle. At his side, a silver pistol. In his hands, a bulky, futuristic yet retro piece of tech looks just over the ridge and is obscuring his presence from the horde of creatures down in the valley. A frontal shot to show us the golden yellow visor of the hulking powered armored soldier. The light outlines of the interface from the Pelican overlay on his visor, showing the bird's eye view footage of the valley. A holographic overlay meter starts to highlight the individual creatures in reach, with a number counter vastly increasing in number. 300, 700, 900, 1,000, 1,500. The power armor soldier powers down the bulky optical device, collapses it into a polygon that fits onto his leg, then slides down the rubble to a narrow ledge with just enough space to lie down. Landing on his feet, the ground beneath shakes, and from the dust, 4 more hulking humanoids are revealed, all sporting uniform with some slight variations of power armor, all with faint crusted numbers painted over their hearts. From the front, we see the original green armored soldier have the numbers 117, faded, battered, painted on his chest. This is the Master Chief. He opens his comm link to the other individual power armor soldiers. A voice other than the Master Chief's is heard over the comm link first. 4 of us and 1,000 of them? Piss poor odds for the little guys. Blue 2. I want you up with those jackhammer launchers. Take out the cannons and soften the rest of them. Blue 3 and 5. You follow up with me. We're on crowd control. Blue 4. You get the welcome mat ready. Understood? We cut to the first-person perspective of the Master Chief during this briefing. At the end, we see it at the bottom corner of his heads-up display. 4 blue lights, with each Spartan's number blinking once. The soldiers scale the wall together now, with Blue 2 grabbing 2 large rocket launchers and mounting them on their back. Exterior, continued, Jericho 7. The soldiers, Spartans, stand on the ridge. Looking down below on the unsuspecting legion of grunts, they all unholster their own weapons in sync, without saying a word. On my mark. 9 heartbeats pass. Perspective is set on the distance between the Spartans and the legion of grunts. Mark! Blue 2, male, defined with a T visor, leaps gracefully atop the ridge, 3 meters straight up. We see from afar the Spartans move with precision, yet, despite their massive frames, no sound emits from their muffled movements. Blue 2 runs along the ridge with the launcher they've mounted, and now loaded with projectiles. Exterior, day, continued. Blue 2 empties both of the jackhammer's tubes, dropping 1 launcher to pick up another, firing the others just as fast. 2 explosions, now seen in the distance on Blue 2's vantage point. An alien-mounted turret explodes. Blue 2 ditches the launcher, then jumps down, rolling once on impact, then back on his feet, running at an enormous superhuman speed. At 15 rounds a second, armor-piercing bullets cut into the grunts, piercing the methane tanks they carry on their backs. It fills the air. Gouts of flame trace wild arcs as the wounded grunts run in confusion and pain. Moments pass, and bullets fly. The grunts then realize where the attack is coming from. The legion of grunts is far from gone. They scream and charge in unison. As a team, the Spartans attach devices to their assault rifles, raising them slightly and firing in controlled bursts at the leading grunts. The Spartans hold position. The grunts, like legions of barbarians at the gates of Rome, propel forward, some tripping in the steep slope over one another. Others fall to the Spartans' attack. The grunts fire their inaccurate plasma pistols. However, due to the sheer size of the legion, the plasma bolts are a wall that propels towards the Spartans. Many miss and whiz past the Spartans. For the ones that land, singe and melt pieces of the hulking frame of the soldiers. Hold! The grunts finally reach level ground in the valley. Now! The Spartans aim their rifles, and propelling white impact shots come out of the devices underneath their weapons. One creates a pretty large explosion on a group of grunts. The other two fire past the legion into rocks above. An avalanche begins to fall. Inbound Covenant air support. ETA is 2 minutes, Chief. On the Master Chief, we see his team firing their weapons again. Roger that. Blue 3 and 5. Maintain fire for 5 seconds, then fall back. Mark. The grunts, now 3 meters from the wall, begin to make their ascent. Master Chief tosses 2 grenades as he and the other 2 Spartans step backwards off the ridge, spinning and hitting the ground running. From the front of the Spartans, we see plumes of smoke from the explosion. Then, we hear screams. The Spartans run towards the slope they climb down, facing the ocean. When reaching the top, they stand at a near sheer cliff that leads down to the water. Welcome mat is laid out, Chief. Ready when you are. The grunts down below look like a living blanket of steel, blue skin, claws, and chrome weapons. Some begin to run up on all fours towards the slope the Spartans just climbed, barking and howling. Roll out the carpet. In a web-like pattern down below, we see from above, plumes of large dirt and smoke begin to hurl high in the air. Grunts screaming en masse as their parts are also strung upwards. Debris pings off the visor of the chief. The team of Spartans opens fire once more, picking off the remaining grunts that are still alive and struggling to stand. Chief, got blips on our sensors. POV shot from the chief's HUD. We see the stylized military version of the classic Halo UI, with a motion tracker showing red dots approaching fast. From in front of the Spartans, we see 5 purple, chrome, and bulbous-looking vehicles, Banshees, fly over them from behind. New contacts! All teams, open fire! The Spartans change aim and fire upon the Banshees. These flyers soar past out of range for a moment, quickly turning on a dime to engage on a bombardment run. The frontal twin laser cannons of the Banshees open fire as fiery blue molten plasma traces the sky towards the Spartans. Residual globes of molten glass spray the Spartans. The Banshees soar over their heads.